Precisamos de um novo modelo que não mate o trabalho intelectual, ele advoga. Uma internet na qual a criação individual seja valorizada e remunerada, em vez de distribuída gratuitamente. Para Jaron, o mais importante é que usuários reassumam o controle sobre suas identidades e mantenham a capacidade de se reinventar, livres das ferramentas que categorizam e limitam suas escolhas.
We users to change the way the internet is going.
I think the first thing is to learn to be aware and skeptical about the easy paths given to you. There's so many people who say, oh, it's so nice, I have these friends, it's so nice, they're recommending this music. And they're not realizing that they're losing autonomy while they do that, because they're being driven by these algorithms, and the algorithms are not trying to make their lives better, they're trying to package them to sell to an advertiser, and the commercial motive inevitably will make their world narrower. And you can't even tell your world is being made narrower, because it doesn't say, well, if I hadn't recommended this to you, I could have recommended that. It doesn't say that. It just kind of channels you. And it's very subtle, it's gradual, it happens over years. So I think the thing to do is to find ways to become aware of it and find ways to resist it in your own life. And in particular, to resist any illusion that just by blogging or getting a bunch of views on YouTube or something, that means you're going to do well. Because a lot of other people are blogging and a lot of other people are getting a lot of views on YouTube. And if you want to find a way to be yourself, to stand out, to have your own voice, to invent yourself, you have to think against these tools, not with them. As technology gets better and better, if we really believe that what you do with your head and your heart doesn't deserve to be paid for because it should be part of a barter system, if we believe that, then eventually as machines get better and better, we will disempower and impoverish a very large part of the percentage, and wealth will concentrate around the central spy servers. So this is the time to fix it. In any pack, there are two enemies. One enemy is the inner enemy and another is the outer enemy. And so in the online anonymous worlds, you quickly identify who in the pack is at the low end of the status hierarchy, and nobody wants to be there. And so everybody dumps on that person in order to avoid being dumped on themselves. And then the outer enemy is the other, the people who are different somehow. And that structure naturally forms, and I think it's deeply in human nature, and I think it's appeared many, many times in human history, all over the world, in all kinds of cultures, where people form into these mob-like structures where they have an inner enemy and an outer enemy, and they often perform the most horrible genocides and crimes in those circumstances. It's happened in Germany, Russia, Latin America, and of course in the United States. In California, where I live, there used to be a native population, and we absolutely destroyed it in order to create California so thoroughly that it's as if it wasn't there. So it's a universal human danger, and and we're playing with fire when we do that on the internet. That actually does worry me.
Hi guys, it's Theo, and today I'm going to be talking about something that has really been bothering me for the last couple months and stuff. It's not going to be edited like my other videos, so just hang with me and you can talk to me, just listen to me till the end, hear me out, okay? So basically, you probably know what it's about by now, but I have recently been getting a lot of hate online on Ask.fm, Facebook, YouTube, and verbally as well. People have been gossiping about me and a lot of mean stuff, and they're basically just calling me a faggot or gay or fag or stuff like that. And you know, it's not just people online who are anonymous, it's people from my school. And you know what, I don't give a shit if you're trying to be honest on your Ask.fm. You don't involve other people, so it might hurt their feelings. I mean, just because I make videos doesn't mean I'm gay. Seriously, I think you need to get your perception of the word gay into a clearer You need a good actual definition of the word gay and fag and faggot before you start throwing these words around like you think you know how to use them in a sentence. And even my friends who I thought were my friends, no, they just want to go gossip about me to tons of other people about whether I'm gay or not. And the honest thing is I don't really know. Do you guys even know how old I am? I'm 12 years old. And you're calling me gay? I honestly, at this current moment, I don't know. But who cares if I'm gay? I thought this was a free world. You shouldn't judge people on their sexuality. You should judge people by their personality. You know what's screwed up? It's coming from me. I'm 12 and I know this. Okay? I should just be enjoying high school, but I'm not because people are talking about me every day and it's really bugging me. So could you please stop?
In my opinion, computers don't even exist. Patterns of bits are only intelligible to somebody who shares a culture with the person who put the bits there. If all the people are killed by the machines will no longer exist, and the Earth will be inhabited by just, automatic space warmers that have these meaningless patterns, and there will be no life left. Now, who is right? It's one thing to say that maybe someday in 1,000 years or 1,000,000 years or whatever it is, there will be some transcendental transformation in mankind. And in fact, I think it would be kind of sad not to believe something like that. But if you believe it'll happen in your lifetime, in 10 years or 15 years, then you become a dangerous, crazy person. Whenever people have this allegiance to supernatural events that they believe are imminent, that is really, really bad. It makes them cruel because they're no longer paying attention to the effects on real people. And that's exactly what we see on the internet. Musicians, who cares? We're building the super brain, taking over the world, and you're worried about whether musicians have work? So they lose empathy. So it's a terrible idea. And whether it's strictly right or wrong in the long term, of course, is a very different question, and which we can talk about. But in the short term, it's a horrible idea. The only way to be a real person is for people to have the autonomy and the power to decide at different times how much of themselves to reveal and to present themselves. They have to have a chance to change. They have to have a chance to reinvent themselves. They have to be able to do forgetting in order to grow up. You can't really grow up with this continuous perfect memory of who you were as a child. You need to be able to reinvent a bit. And in that in-between space is where you can find personhood, and that's also where you can find civility.
Thank you. Thank you.
It was great.